What is going on, everyone? Welcome back once again to the channel. I'm Roger, and you are watching Speed Artist Reacts. Okay, so today we have another short horror film to react to. This one here is called You're on Your Own, Kid, and that is by Deformed Lunchbox. This one appeared into my what is it called? My recommendations. It just got dropped a couple days ago, so I'm definitely excited. All right, this is by Deformed Lunchbox. If you guys want to check this original video out on your own, you can click in the link in the description down below the video and have a look at it later. Otherwise, you guys can stick around and check this out with me, and you can hear my thoughts right after the video. So this one here is also an award-winning film, so that makes me even more curious to see what this one is actually about. I'm not going to look at the description down below or anything like that, so I'm just going to go into this blindfolded like I usually do. And also one more thing, you guys, if you are enjoying the content, make sure to hit that subscribe button down below, and also share your thoughts as well after the video or before the video. Any recommendations or suggestions or just any comment in general you guys might have, you can drop it down below. Just please remain respectful, you guys. I really appreciate that. Also hit that bell notification so that you can get notified whenever I upload videos. And don't forget to share the videos as well, or share the channel with other people. Let them know that we're making speed art here. I actually got a drawing I'm working on in the back over there, so I'm very excited to show you guys eventually what that one's going to be about. And yeah, so we're doing speed art and reactions. Obviously more reactions than anything else, but every now and again when I get the chance, I like to drop a beautiful artwork or like a time-lapse artwork drawing for you guys. So anyway, thank you for those who have subscribed so far. I really appreciate it. We're growing the channel slowly but surely. Really very thankful for all of you guys. I cannot do this without you, so thank you so much. But without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into this. Let's get scared. Gotta get my tea.
Three, two, one. I'm outside your room. Are you scared? Sophia!
No.
Huh.
6. Mommy, what do monsters look like? Like in real life?
Well, monsters can look like a lot of different things. Like someone you hate, like a bully, or even someone you
Mom? Stop it!
Okay. It's getting late. You know what that means.
But we haven't even finished the game yet.
Let's go. You know the routine. Besides, one more movie you'd be dead anyways. Have you even brushed your teeth yet?
Yes, Mommy.
Don't lie. Do you want all your teeth to rot out?
Yes, Mommy.
Come on, good ball.
A lot of toys.
Let's get this off your face. Come on. There.
Mommy, can I sleep?
I like how the camera is moving around right there in that
There's nothing to
scene.
be afraid of. You'll be asleep.
The
before you
traveling
know it.
camera, that's pretty cool.
Please.
If you get scared, just use it. There's nothing to be afraid of.
Huh. That doll in the back of the door?
gonna be
That was
okay.
creepy. See if I can turn the closed captioning. Sorry, guys. I didn't realize I had them on. Close that closet door, man.
Hello?
Oh, I was like, what is that down there? That's the cat. Aw, kitty cat.
Mommy? Are you okay? Mommy? What's happening?
I tried, Sophia. I tried. But I failed. I failed you as a mother, and now they've come here to take you away from me.
Who's here, Mommy? You're scaring me.
Monsters, Sophia. Monsters.
Oh, what?
I can't let them take you from me. You have to go hide. They're in the house.
Mommy, what is that?
Go, run! Jeez, I'm just getting anxious from how slow she's moving. Oh! Oh my! Oh my god! Whoa, the way it moved was so creepy. Got some big, like, jelly hands or something going on there. I like that light reflecting on her face. That looks cool. Like in the dark room. There you go. Light off. Oh no, not the cat. I thought it was in the clothes. What? Looks like she's like in the afterlife or something. Like in the dream world. Oh my god! Oh my! What is that? Oh no. Ugh. Wait, what? Wow! So was the mom the monster? Wow, I did not expect that. Yeah, let's... Oh my...
Hey, you dropped this.
What the heck? That was a twist. That was a really good ending. Wow. All right, everybody, there you have it. That was You're on Your Own, Kid. So let's talk about this brilliant film. This was a very well-acted film and a heck of a twist at the end that I was definitely not expecting here as a viewer. So let's talk about it real quick. So the director, I believe his name is Mike Matsui. And I read a little bit of the description down below the film, and he was just saying that this film was inspired by a true event that happened during his childhood. That's a tough situation to go through. I can't even imagine, so I definitely am grateful that he showed us a little bit of how he experienced, how he, observed these events that happened during that time of his life. I think this is really horrible and tragic that a lot of kids have to go through these things. But I mean, this film, that is why I think, was an award-winning film and inspired a lot of people. It definitely brought attention to a lot of people because of these very relatable events that children go through when they're young, So, as an art teacher, me, myself and I, right? When I go teach out in our schools, or out in different schools, I meet a lot of kids, different ages. Mostly the little ones are the ones that they don't mind expressing really personal, deep things that they're going through in their homes. As opposed to like the older kids where they keep things to themselves. They're a little bit more playful. They joke a lot. A lot of these things like they can't control when they're like in teenage, in their teenage years. So, but the little kids, they're very honest about a lot of things, and they're very open about a lot of things as well in their personal life. So I've had kids tell me like that their father was taken to jail, that their father had died, and their mom and dad are divorced. Like little kids, I'm talking like first grade, kinder, like things like that. That's really crazy to hear. And when you hear things like that, it's really, really difficult to, respond to them in a certain way that might make things uncomfortable. So really just kind of, say, hey, I just kind of say, I'm sorry that happened, but I try to move on to more happier, different subjects basically. But it's just terrible, man. So like when I was watching this film here, we get introduced to this young child and her mother that are playing games in their house. They're playing a board game. But before that scene, we just kind of get this like image of a big house that's kind of spinning. Eventually it like zooms into the camera, and it opens the door, and then we see that inside is the mom and the little girl. But the house itself is introduced in a very horrific way. It's dark and blue. We got the scary music in there. So I was like, what is this going to happen? What's going to happen in this house? Is it haunted, or what's going on? So I definitely became interested as soon as I saw that image of the house being portrayed as something very scary. So when the little girl and the mom are playing games, the little girl at some point decides to ask her mom, like, hey, what do monsters really look like in real life? You know, at that point when she asked that question, I was like, you know, and like a person that you love in your life can be a monster. You know, a monster doesn't have to seem scary when you necessarily see it right away. You know, we're used to hearing that like a monster is something you see that is scary and it's not human, right? But a monster can be a human, and it can be somebody that's just that's really close to you. And so when the little girl asks this question, the mom answers it in a way that I was thinking about, like, where she says a monster can, you know, look like it can be a lot of things. It can even be somebody that's close to you, you know, that you love or something like that. But before she continues to say, you know, she like starts to act and pretend that she's getting like possessed or something, and she turns into like a Grudge like looking character, and she starts to scare the little girl, you know, and the little girl becomes uncomfortable and scared, right? And she clenches her doll, you know, and she says, I'm scared. But the mom eventually says, no, you know, I'm just kidding with you. But I had to kind of rewatch some of these scenes because there are things that I missed the first time I was watching. There's a part where the mom extends her arm, like to, you know, I don't know what she's doing, but she extends her arms towards the child. And we see these bruises on her forearm, you know, like right here. And so she immediately pulls the sleeve up, like, you know, very quick and like embarrassingly, or like she's ashamed of something. It looks like she was beaten by somebody. I'm assuming it's the father because we don't really get anything about the father. And then like, you know, it's just the mother and the child. So we don't really see anything with the father. So I'm assuming he did this to her and he's not there anymore. I don't know. Or maybe she's just taking something, you know, I'm not sure. It's making her arm seem like that. But anyway, we noticed that quick glimpse of that, and then, well, eventually the mom takes the daughter to bed, you know, after she brushes her teeth and all that, you know, a couple playful jokes as well. She goes to bed, and during that scene, we get this kind of camera, you know, what is it called? Panning toward, like, from the toys to the child and the mom in the bed. But when we see the toys at first, there's like cop cars arriving. You know, when I saw that at the end of the film, there was cop cars, you know, before we got to the end, I immediately remembered the toys. So I was just like, oh, you know, I like this twist. But the cop cars, we see them parked outside of the house, and there's like a bunch of toys, like monsters surrounding the house. There's like a Barbie that looks like she's crying or something. And eventually the camera goes through all these toys and it gets to the little girl and the mom. And so right there before she goes to bed, she says, you know, hey, like, can you stay with me? Can you sleep with me? Or can I sleep with you? The mom's like, no, it's okay. There's nothing to be scared about. So she ends up handing her a flashlight. So if anything, she gets scared, she can just turn on the flashlight and flash around the room, right? So, you know, she goes to sleep, and as she's finally asleep, you know, her mom is gone. She's alone in her room. She begins to hear these sounds outside of the room of like people arguing. And there's this red light that appears from underneath the door. And so when that happens, I was like, okay, I think the husband's home and they're fighting with each other now or whatever, you know? And so I'm like, this took me back to when they were talking at the table when they were playing games, where she was like, sometimes the monsters can be the people that you love. And I was beginning to think maybe the dad in this case is the monster, right? He comes home and he physically abuses the mother, and the little girl hears everything, right? The screaming and the yelling back and forth. But this red light appears in the bottom, and so she becomes curious to see what it is, and she's scared and all of that, but she still proceeds to go towards the door, and she opens the door. There's nobody there. I think this is like shortly after the fighting stops, right? And the red light is like still there slightly. She opens the door and she looks around. There's nobody there. And as she's walking around the hallway with her flashlight, this scared me a little bit because I saw this like silhouette below her, and I was like, what is that? But turns out it's the cat, right? It's a little cat that they have. I was like praying that this little dude doesn't get injured in the film. It's just something about like animals. A lot of people just don't like animals to be hurt, right? Not even animals killing other animals. I think it's just really sad to see that. But as she's going around, we see the cat there, kind of like accompanying her along the house there, or through the house. And eventually she finds her mom behind her, like weeping in a corner. She realizes she's back there, and she flashes at her and says, what's wrong? And the mom starts to say like, well, I failed you as a parent. I tried, but I can't protect you. They're coming to get you. Who's coming to get me? of course, the monsters, right? And so I was like, is she still pranking her or playing around? Because this is like way too much now. You know, this she's going to traumatize this poor little girl. But no, she's dead serious about it. She's crying. She's got all this like the makeup all over her. You know, it looks like she had like the makeup over her face a little bit. The what is it called here? The eyeliner or whatever. And well, I mean, as she's telling her about these monsters that are coming to get her, the little girl's getting scared and saying, "I don't like." You're scaring me. Who's coming? And all of that. Like, you know, she goes, they're here. They're in the house. You have to hide. And so all of a sudden, you see the mom get yanked towards like this other room, and she gets pulled up like in the air, you know, like, and she's grabbing the corner of the door, what's it called, like the frame of the door there, of the entrance of the doorway, and she's just like resisting and yelling at the little girl like run or whatever. And eventually, you know, she gets pulled into the room. And she's gone. And the little girl's just sitting there like traumatized. She doesn't know what to do. And I'm just like, girl, move. Like, get out of there. And she grabs a flashlight. And so she finally sees this giant monster with like squid looking fingers, you know, very creepy. As soon as I saw it, I was like, okay, that's scary. You know, you're looking into a dark room and you're seeing a figure that's hardly recognizable. But that was really good. I mean, that was well shown. And well, you see this thing start to like approach her, you know, run towards her, and it looked scary the way it moved. And a little girl gets up, runs into this like closet area where there's clothes in there, and she just hides. And as she's hiding in there, she goes, you know, she hides deeper inside the clothes, like she goes into the other side of the clothes, I guess. And on the other side where the clothes are hung, on the other side, there's like a endless, I don't know, it looked like a portal or like a dream room or something like that. An afterlife world. I don't know. It definitely looked unreal, but she's walking through there. And I think this is all symbolism now, right? It's not really happening. I mean, as well as like the argument outside of, you know, when the little girl was in her room, you could hear like the screaming back and forth. Maybe there was no one screaming at the mom. Well, it could have been the cops screaming at her. It sounded like a man, right, screaming at her. So it could have been the cops. But anyway, a lot of these things I felt like she was just like hallucinating, but I'm guessing they were real, right? But like this door that the clothes, behind the clothes, this area that she goes into, it looked unreal. And you know, she's walking through there, and it just like you see all these creepy hands trying to grab her. And then finally, as she's, you know, resisting fighting these hands, she's trying to run away. You finally get this creepy thing that has like a doll face jump out of the clothes and grabs the little girl, and then finally carries her towards the door, like the main door of the home. And as she's doing that, as she's carrying her away, you can see that she's trying to resist that. She's like fighting this thing, but obviously, you know, doing absolutely no damage to this person or this creature, this monster. And she's just beating it. But then all of a sudden, that transitions to like comfort and you know, like feeling safe. She begins to hug this monster-like being. And well, immediately this transitions to a cop, you know, a police officer. As this officer is carrying the child outside, you know, to the outside of the house, you know, to police cars, and carrying her away from danger, we realize that the entire time the mother and even the father, I'm assuming both parents, were the danger. They were the monsters. And this little girl was basically on her own, just like the title of the video says, the whole time. You know, like the mom was just suffering some kind of maybe substance abuse or physical abuse from somebody, and I'm assuming the father also used to be there, but is no longer there, and the mom was the only one left with the child. We can also see that when she's tucking her into bed earlier in the film, the picture only shows her and the daughter. They don't show the father. So yeah, that's like usually when that's the case, it's just you know, wasn't a good turnout with the couple, and the father has been removed from the life of the child. So but in this case, you know, even the mother herself was also dangerous. You know, we can see her behavior at the end of the film here when the little girl gets you know, when she goes into the police car and she's just sitting there. We get this view from the police car where the mother's just screaming and trying to, you know, break free from the officers, and she's just behaving in a very psychotic way. And that in itself explains everything. So the little girl is just there and with her doll, and the cop gives her like a toy and says, "Hey, you forgot this," gives it to her. and she's just like clenching it, and yeah, she's basically just safe from that environment. I wonder what happened to the cat though. I would have loved them to take the cat. Like, I think, was it the cat that he gave her? I didn't even realize what he gave her, but I think it was a toy, or I think it was a cat. I'm not sure, but I'm gonna have to look back on that. But hopefully the cat was also safe at the end. Anyway, you guys, I really enjoyed this one very much. I can see why, again, it won awards. It was definitely very relatable, and it had a heck of a twist that I was not expecting. And it was beautifully done. Very, very nicely done. The symbolism in here, like the hints that we got earlier that I missed, the first time I was watching this, were definitely clear to see. I had a closer attention, but usually the second time around is when, we see things that we don't see the first time because everything's happening so fast. But yeah, you guys, well, this was well filmed. The music was really good. The acting was great. The little girl herself was just very good at acting terrified. The mom did a good job as well. So, yeah, this was good. So, again, I really appreciate Mike Matsui for sharing this with us, from his personal experience. And, I'm grateful. This was a really well done film. Thank you for portraying this in the form of a film. I really appreciate that. Anyway, you guys, let me know what you thought about this one. Did you enjoy it with me? I'm sure you guys did, but if you didn't, let me know down below why. And also, include some things that I missed down below in the comment section, because I do sometimes miss a couple things that a lot of people saw. Anyway, my friends, I will see you guys on the next reaction. Thank you for watching this with me. I hope you guys have a great day. Take care.